goes a little something like.
Hello Literates, I'm Britt Ryderly and welcome back to Writer's Ambition. For those of you who have been hanging in since episode 1, use a real one. And for those of you who are just finding my humble channel, welcome, we hope you stay a while. So, the shirt should already tell you I'm feeling like a geek today. I'm really geeking. It's fine. It's fine. I think you'll enjoy it. I certainly will. So today, we're starting a fangirl series. It's not going to be like a weekly thing. It's just going to be when the spirit moves me to geek out. But I need to fangirl over the best sentence in literature, period. Or the best first sentence in literature, period. Literary fiction, fantasy, speculative fiction. I've never seen romance. This is the best first sentence I've ever read in my entire life. You're free to dispute me. You're wrong. You're free to dispute me. I probably won't be swayed, but it's good practice for you. So go ahead and try in the comments. The best first sentence in literature is "You better not never tell nobody but God." Who knows where that's from? Anyone? You're right. It's from Alice Walker's The Color Purple. Best first sentence ever. Let's discuss why this is the best first sentence in literature, bar none. Let's discuss it. First of all, it's in the space. It's in the space that this sentence makes for the entirety of for 70% of the book. For the next 70% of the book, it's all that is written is responding to this first sentence. How? I'm glad you asked. You ask really good questions. How? You better not never tell nobody but God. First of all, this is written in Black vernacular, which I love that Alice Walker does all the work that we're about to discuss. I love that she does it all with this first sentence being in Black vernacular. Why? Because obviously Black vernacular is scorned, is clowned on a daily basis, is often imitated, never duplicated. It's clowned. People treat it as if the presence of Black vernacular is the presence of ignorance or lack of education, foolery. Like, that's how Black vernacular is treated. They're wrong. But that's how it's treated. Or people imitate it for clout. I don't understand, because like I said, often imitated, never duplicated. It's never done correctly. If you don't know it, you just don't. Whatever. Anyway, Alice Walker uses this Black vernacular, this mode of English, to make space for a Black woman who is about to enter a period of sexual abuse. So, you better not never tell nobody but God. Not never, that double directive, I think Zora Neale Hurston might call it. She has this essay talking about like the dramatics of Black people, and one of the things that she says is dramatic is the language and the double directives, which is like not never, killed, dead, that sort of thing. Those dramatic double descriptives, not double directives, double descriptives. Anyway, so better not never tell nobody but God. In vernacular, it's just like an emphasis of ever, really. But when you're reading it, that not never, it undoes itself. So while in the vernacular, the meaning is you better never ever tell nobody but God, in reading it and taking all of the words on their own merit, you better not never tell nobody but God, could also be read and interpreted as you better never keep this to yourself, which completely undoes the most fundamental demand of rapists and sexual predators for silence from their victims. Because it's always about power. The entire performance of power and ownership that predators attempt to have over their victims is the power to demand silence and get it. That you violated someone in that way and then kept them silent about it. That's what he's attempting to do. And by narrating that attempt through the Black vernacular, Alice Walker undoes it immediately. And then what happens next? Celie says, "Dear God, you better not never tell nobody but God." So in the space that Alice Walker has made through the Black vernacular of not never, of undoing itself to begin with, then when he says, "You better not never tell nobody but God," Celie does what? Says, "Dear God." So first, she's taking him on his terms and saying, "Dear God." Second, this is an epistolary novel. That means it's a novel written in letters, essentially, between Celie and God, Nettie, her sister, to Celie, and then eventually Celie to Nettie. That's in the last 30% of the book, after she finds out that Nettie is actually alive. But that this sentence just does so much work, and every single time forward, which is the most of the novel, that Celie says, "Dear God," she continues to respond to this original directive of silence and domination and to subvert it. That is the best and the most succinct subversion of sexual dominance that I have ever read in my entire life. It's so well done. It's so slick. It's so slick. I'm geeking. Can you tell I'm geeking? It's so slick. You better not never tell nobody but God. And then we start talking to God, and then what? Publishes it, so we're reading it. So Celie's already subverting his command by saying, "Oh, tell nobody but God." Okay, "Dear God." And then Alice Walker publishes it. So she's still fulfilling the "you better never ever keep this between you and God." So Celie says, "Dear God." Alice Walker says, essentially, "Reader, here. Here is a story of this woman and of her way of finding agency, voice, ownership of her body." Because there's that beautiful scene when Celie is looking at her vagina for the first time. Excellent, exquisite. All of that is set up by her looking at that, her examining herself, her examining her body after it's violated. All of that is set up by this first sentence, undoing the silence of this moment of violence. Well, it's not a moment. It's a series of unfortunate events. But that to me is the best sentence, because 70% of the novel is supported by this first sentence. Never see anything like it. You're free, like I said, to show me a better first sentence in any genre. I'll open it up completely. In any genre, show me a better sentence than "you better not never tell nobody but God." A sentence that uses and glorifies the Black vernacular in this way, and brings it also so close to holy, so close to God. "You better not never tell nobody but God," and then makes space for Celie's relationship with God to be the thing that allows her voice. Her relationship with God and how she imagines God, because that's in there too. All of that set up just by this very simple, very short first sentence. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm geeking. Oh my gosh. Show me a better one, but you won't. Iconic. I'm geeking. I've worn myself out. I've worn myself out thoroughly. Okay, I'm going to try to recover from this amazing sentence. It's laid me out. I'm exhausted. I really am. So I'm going to recover. You all head over to story time.
31. Similarly, presenting African American women solely as heroic figures who easily engage in resisting oppression on all fronts minimizes the very real costs of oppression. after Patricia Hill Collins once more. Eliza holds her breath. There's no rousing cry of determination, but a short woman in the front row, skin like heated gold, flips her straightened hair over her shoulder and manages to look down her nose even while looking up at Eliza. What exactly did you have in mind? Eliza blinks. In mind? So you've got nothing, the woman scoffs. Back off, Yvette. Her rescuer leans against the wall amongst a rack of firearms, managing to look completely at ease and totally lethal. Her British accent is slight, but distinct. You lot were losing your heads over a bit of news we all figured out well before this meeting. I was losing nothing, Yvette sniffs, but abandons her questioning of Eliza. The woman pushes off the wall. You're Rain's niece that makes you a seeker, and the generation we've been waiting for, no less. I don't care if you've got a plan, but you do know you have a mission, right? Eliza nods. Find the other blessed lines. You've got 2 already with the twins here. The woman nods at Locke and Key. They're conductors. Whatever ploy we come up with, we'll need you to have the lines gathered by then, so if we're on a tighter clock, I better get my spidey senses tingling, Eliza concludes. To be honest, Great Rain is still teaching me how to actually use my powers here, with the whole suppression thing. Seriously, how are you going to do your one job if you can't even access your gift? Eliza cocks her head to the side. Yvette, you don't know me, but I can be pretty insistent. Is that code for annoying? It means I don't give up. The Snatchers didn't bring me here because I was harmless, and I'm not going to be a liability, but I'm on kind of a learning curve, so you may as well save your questions because I probably can't answer any of them. Eliza is content to leave it there until Yvette snarks. So maybe you're a little harmless. Since I have to learn how to do something in the next few weeks that you can't do at all, maybe let's hold off on labeling who's harmless or not. What is that anyway? Code for useless? This may, Great Rain breaks in, be a good time to properly introduce a few people. Everyone, this is my niece Eliza. She is indeed a seeker. Eliza, you've just met Yvette and Charlie. They're your new combat instructors. You'll be living with them, starting tonight. Reach your full potential every Tuesday with Britt Riderly's Writer's Ambition. Then embrace adventure every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with Eliza Black. Don't leave us hanging. We'll see you soon.